Welcome to another episode of the Mindset Recruiting Podcast. I'm Alex Rojas, your talent advisor and host. And in today's episode, this is geared towards recruiters mastering AI. That's right, mastering artificial intelligence, how to develop a strategy, an AI strategy within your talent acquisition technology stack. Now, this is going to be a series that I'm going to put together over a period of time. I did a very intensive and comprehensive podcast specifically on AI recruiting tools not too long ago. So I'd recommend that you go on there, go ahead and take a look at that if you want to dive into it and get a good feel of the landscape. And so that's going to be a really good indicator for you, because really what I want to do is I want to help you build a foundation. In order to become a master at anything, you have to start with the foundation. You have to build the blocks necessary so that you have a good understanding with this. And so this episode is all about introducing artificial intelligence to recruiters. Now, there's been a lot of recruiters that have been apprehensive, reluctant. They've been fighting and screaming and kicking. They don't want to get into AI because it's overwhelming. There's too much time to invest in it, to understand it. ChatGPT can't help you. Google can't help you because the talent acquisition ecosystem, the technology stack, the portfolio that you have is too complicated. There are too many products. There's too many tools and vendors, and there's a lot of resources out there to pick from. And so you have to come up with a sound strategy and a plan in order to go ahead and figure out what is going to be the way that you're going to execute AI into your program. And so the truth of the matter is that you're probably a recruiter that's now probably getting a lot of heat from your C-level executives, from your directors and managers, and they're saying, hey, where's the AI? What are the tools? How much is it? How can we incorporate it? And so I'm going to give you the blueprint for that. So stick around to the end of this episode. I'm going to give you some guidance, some blueprint actions. I want to offer myself up to you here because this is something here where I have been investing in AI research within talent acquisition now for close to 2 years. A lot of research, a lot of tools, a lot of demos. I have the inside knowledge, the master level knowledge that I would consider to be considered a SME in this space, and the things that you have to consider, because there's probably close to 30 AI core functions within the tools and the products that are out there, specifically within talent acquisition. So if I haven't scared you enough yet, you're going to want to stick around for this episode. We're going to start off very slowly. I'm going to spoon feed you here. So let's go after it. Let's discuss. All right, so let's get into this. Now, again, we're going to start off slow here. So we're going to have to start off with the basics, the foundation. What is artificial intelligence? Let's start off there. So when we think about artificial intelligence, I'm going to cover 6 things that you need to know about artificial intelligence and really what it is. So I'm a big visual learner. So you know, if you've been part of my podcast and part of my community, I teach with visuals, with content, graphics. And so I'm going to go ahead and kind of map this out for you so that you can absorb and that you can learn as I walk you through this. So the first thing that we want to know about what is artificial intelligence is that it is a science of making machines that can basically think like humans. Okay, so number one, science of making machines that basically think like humans. The second area that you want to know about artificial intelligence and what it is that it does things that are considered smart, and it takes actions and it meets goals. Okay, so again, very specific here on what artificial intelligence does. It's considered smart, it takes actions, and it meets goals. It's very goal oriented. Okay, the third area about what is artificial intelligence is that it processes large amounts of data in ways that humans can't really do. So unlike humans, AI can actually process and absorb an amount of data. I mean, I have a hard time just keeping up with my sports statistics in fantasy football, all right? So the fourth area is going to be, when we're talking about artificial intelligence and what it is that AI recognizes patterns, it makes decisions, and it judges just like humans do. So it's able to kind of assess, right? It's able to really make decisions based on patterns that are out there. Okay, the fifth thing that you need to know about what artificial intelligence is that there is this thing called weak AI, right? So weak AI is a very simple and a single task oriented process. That means you enter information and you receive information. That's considered weak AI. And then finally, the sixth thing that you need to know about artificial intelligence is, of course, strong AI. And strong AI is complex. It takes on more human-like tasks. And I think that's the big differentiator between the two. So that's where that human element comes to. So those are the 6 areas that you want to go ahead as foundation pieces when you say, what is artificial intelligence? When we're looking at it at a high level and really the interactions and what it does, these 6 things are absolutely the foundation of artificial intelligence. Okay, so now that we got the foundation out of the way, it's time to build the structure. We're going to build the walls of artificial intelligence. And the walls of artificial intelligence, there are 4 types of artificial intelligence. Again, we're going to get a little technical here, but again, if you've been following my podcast, I like to show, I'm a visual learner, so I like to show visual graphics to follow along with my commentary here. So I'm going to go ahead and display that as we walk through this and navigate through the 4 types of artificial intelligence. So the first type is really going to be reactive AI. And so reactive AI, it basically uses algorithms to optimize outputs based on the set of inputs. And the best example for this is maybe like a chess playing type of video game, right? An AI type of experience. It's fairly static. It's unable to really learn and to adapt to novel situations. So it'll produce the same output given the identical inputs. And again, it's probably like, okay, I have make a chess move, you make a chess move. AI makes a chess move, you make a chess move. And so it just kind of responds back and forth to those notions. Now, way back in the day, IBM had, I can't think of the name, it was Big Blue or Newton of some sort, that actually won a chess match over one of the best chess players in the world. So that was pretty interesting because that was AI even 20 years ago. And so the second type of artificial intelligence is going to be what we call limited memory. And so limited memory really adapts to past experiences, and it really updates basically on new observations or data. And the memory is actually considered to be short or brief, not very long. And so an example of this is generative AI or ChatGPT. So essentially, Elon Musk is making autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles is a great example of what limited memory AI is, because the AI can read the road, right? It can adapt to novel situations, and it's learning as it goes along. So that's why autonomous vehicles, Elon Musk is convinced that in the next few years, it'll truly understand the roadways of America. So it's really fascinating stuff that's happening on that front. Okay, so the third type of artificial intelligence is what we call theory of mind. This is fully adaptive and really has an extensive ability to learn and grow and retain from past experiences. But here's the key, that it's not self-aware. And so an example of this are chatbots. I think recently there was a chatbot that actually passed a Harvard Review law exam. And so they can do those things. They can pass exams, pass tests. They can actually fool people into believing that AI is actually a human being. And so they can actually even start to, adapt to human emotions. And so I experienced that. I saw an AI agent actually react to a human being that was expressing grief over a lost pet. And so just to have empathy of that situation and understanding it was a connection to human emotion, which sounds eerie but cool at the same time. And then finally, the fourth type of artificial intelligence is called self-aware. And so this is pretty obvious here, but this, go ahead and key up the horror music just in time for Halloween. But this is when AI becomes a sentient, meaning it's aware of their own existence. So some experts actually believe that AI will never become conscious or alive. And the best example of this is really the Terminator movie back in the 80s, right? right? When the robots attack, take over Earth, and there's an outright war going on. That is probably the biggest fear factor, I think, when we think about artificial intelligence, is will they go ahead and overpower us as humans? And that's yet to be determined. I mean, there's still a lot of advancement to that. And so we can safely say that most experts don't believe that'll ever be the case, but there's a lot of also legal legislation conversations going on right now in states and statutes determining that. I think the latest one was state legislatures were trying to ensure that companies that develop AI actually have a kill button, right, to stop it. And there's some push-pull going on behind that. But there you have it. Those are the 4 types of artificial intelligence. Now we've built the foundation, we've built the structure, we got walls, and this is a great point that you as a recruiter are at right now when it comes to artificial intelligence. Okay, so congratulations on building the foundation and the structure as far as that knowledge base that you need as a recruiter to become confident and somewhat well-equipped and grounded when it comes to understanding artificial intelligence. Again, now that we have this foundation built and this structure, I'm going to start introducing sequences on how to really map out a sound strategy when it comes to your talent acquisition systems, your ecosystem, your processes, your technology, all of those things. Because right now what's happening in the marketplace is that there are too many people talking in generalities. They're very vague. Nobody's being very specific about how AI can be incorporated into your talent technology stack when it comes to your portfolio, specifically AI. And again, to be honest, it's overwhelming. I've spent and I've invested a lot of time into equipping myself with this knowledge base, and I've worked with hundreds of different vendors and tools and demoed so many things out there that is impossible for anybody to do this unless they're really going after it like I have over the last 1.5 to 2 years now. So I can help you put together an AI talent acquisition technology strategy. Like I said earlier in the podcast, there are close to 30 different, what I call core artificial intelligence functions within recruiting tools, technology, and resources. That's overwhelming. That's a lot. So connect with me if you're interested and schedule a free 15-minute conversation. I'll go ahead and listen to what you have, what your situation is, and I can give you some guidance. I can give you some guidance and really when it comes to the blueprint and understanding how can you, again, put a good strategy and execute on that and actually point you in the right direction so you can start getting really serious about building a really robust AI infrastructure within your talent acquisition organization. I hope this episode was informative. Please remember to like, to subscribe, to comment, to share. It's helping the podcast grow. And until next time, remember, it's all about the mindset.